Praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever.
So, we talked last time about I wants. And there's a lot about children's I wants and how you can identify because it makes you sad, and being obedient quickly is the opposite. It makes you happy and it gives you a shiny heart. And an I want makes you sad, gives you a dark heart, and it cuts Jesus and all those kind of things, right? Adults can also have I wants. But adults usually don't fall on the floor and roll around and pitch a fit like you see some children doing at the grocery store or something like that when they want some gum at the checkout line and their mamas say, no, you can't have it. And they pitch an I want fit. Yeah. Or when you do it and you just get pouty and you cry, or, whatever happens, or you punch your brother because you want something and he doesn't want you to have it. Those are children level I wants. Adult level I wants are different. And you can't whisper, Matthew. If you want to talk, you can talk out loud.
What are they like?
Well, adult level I wants usually don't mean pitching a fit and crying, but a lot of times they come with anger, or they come with another sin, or they come with jealousy, or with pride, or all kinds of other worse sins than the children have. But here's what happens. It came out today in the first reading. Remember, so Ahab the king was married to Jezebel, who was an evil lady. And there was Naboth had that vineyard that Ahab the king wanted, remember? And he offered him some money for it, and he said no, and all this. And so he went back, and here's what happened. Do you remember what happened to Ahab when he couldn't have his I want?
He got sad.
He got sad, and what happened to him?
He didn't eat his food, and he just was sad and sat in bed.
That's it. He's like, no, I'm not going to eat. Boo. And he was sad, and he was kind of like pitching a fit, but that's the adult way to pitch a fit. And then usually what happens is when you have an I want, it opens the door for one kind of sin, which is usually small. And if you take that sin, then the next one comes and it's bigger, and the next one comes and it's bigger. And one always leads to another, and they get worse and worse and worse. It's what's called a slippery slope. So, down going to the creek where there are a few spots, especially after it rains, then if you go down too quickly, then you can slide, even like on the other bank, like coming back towards the house by that tree, like you can slide down. And if you go over a little bit, you're like, can I see? And then you try and you step over, and then you slip a little bit, and you slip a little bit more, and you slip. And as soon as before you know it, you're on your bottom all the way down into the creek. Right? Mm-hmm. That's called a slippery slope. And that's an image that's used for a process where you take one little step, and then the next one leads to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Sin is the same way. I wants are the same way. So what happened to Ahab was that he took one little step over the bank of the creek, and he's like, I want that field. And Naboth said, no, I can't sell it to you because I got it from my ancestors. I'm going to keep it. And then because he really wanted it, Ahab got sad. He's like, and I'm not going to eat, and woe is me. And he had a pity party. And then his wife, the bad lady, Jezebel, said, don't worry. Yeah, she was bad. And she said, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And so she lied, and she wrote some letters about killing Naboth. So the I want led to probably jealousy because he wanted it. But then it turned to envy, which is when someone has something good, then you want to destroy it. And then envy led to murder. Murder is when you kill somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, it led to lying first and then murder. And so there are all these things that just gets worse and worse and worse and worse. So that's why it's very important to cut off the I wants. It's important to cut off your I want and just to be obedient quickly. And if you were Ahab and Naboth said to you, no, Teddy, you can't have that field, then you should just say, okay, that's fine. Jesus didn't want me to have it, and I'm fine with that. And then you guard your heart. That's how you guard your heart, and you protect against all the other sins. And this is an example of where adults have it too. And adults get worse because it leads from one sin to the other. Christ our King.
Thank you.